Welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again. Why isn't anybody talking about this? The weather in the Philippines. If you're more likely to experience a natural disaster in the Philippines than anywhere else on the planet, then why doesn't people talk more about the weather? And it's real easy because millions of people come here every year and they don't experience anything that resembles a catastrophe or a natural disaster or even bad weather. So we take it for granted. We say, Cal, the weather really isn't that bad in the Philippines. And see, this is the problem because it really is. Most of you don't even know that a super typhoon just went through the Philippines. Fortunately, it wasn't as bad as some of the other typhoons that have ravaged this country. And I think that's part of the problem. See, when you live in a place where the biggest typhoon on record destroyed this place, nothing else impresses you. You're not impressed. But Super Typhoon Ragasa went through the Philippines, northern Philippines, and with the same stuff, the flooding, the damage, the casualties on to Taiwan, to Hong Kong, to China, where it did more devastation. And not a peep out of people. Most of the time we talk about this stuff after, not before. But I want to talk to you about it before because there's a tropical storm that's forming. It's coming in from the south. It's going to hit the Philippines from the south up through eastern Samar, then southwest Luzon. It's even going to come through here. And it's one of the reasons why I'm not going to be at the meet and greet. And you're looking at it right now, you say, Cal, there's nothing going on. You got perfect weather here. Well, that's the problem. That's why it gets you. You have to respect the weather here. You have to respect the forecast here. It's coming straight from Manila. Okay, and eventually Bicol, and then on out of the Philippine area of responsibility. They call it PAR. I'm not a weatherman. I'm just telling you guys that the weather can get bad here. It does get bad very often. And just because you don't experience it or just because you don't hear about it, it doesn't mean anything. I received a email, because we're supposed to be flying out Friday to go to Manila, the meet and greet, and I get a flight advisory. And I posted it on my community page and it says, it starts out, we've been monitoring the weather and it looks like, your flight may be impacted. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. By lots of rain. But then the second paragraph says, if your trip isn't urgent, we recommend that you postpone it and reschedule it and take advantage of one of our options. And I thought, wow, that's crazy. But let me back up a little bit because one of my friends, shout out to you, Emmanuel Finley, he sent me an email. He said, Cal, watch out for this. He said, you and your family be safe. I thought he was talking about Ragasa. No, it's a tropical storm. Opong is what they're naming it over here. So he was the first one. And I didn't think any more about it because I'm like, well, hell, the super typhoon just went through here. We're safe. Well, hell, I promise you, not 20 minutes later, I get that email. And when I showed it to Marilyn, Marilyn's like, no, we're not going. She's been living here long enough. They don't take it for granted anymore. So then I cut on the TV, and I'll be damned if ABS-CBN isn't having a press conference about it. So, that's three things. Whenever it comes in threes like that, I pay attention, but I'm going to pay attention anyway because this happened to me before. I'm on my way to Cebu, and Maryland's like, no, I don't go to Cebu. They're talking about a typhoon. Well, around here, when they talk about typhoon, they're talking about the remnants of a typhoon. The rain and maybe the wind, but not the eye of the typhoon. I'm saying, okay, I'll be okay. And I go down to Cebu, and everybody's the same. I'm in the taxi cab, and the radio's playing. They're talking about it. And the guy says, don't worry about that. They always say that. There hasn't been a typhoon here in 30 years. Well, you know the rest of the story. Later that night, I was stuck in a super typhoon, Category 5. I really thought I was going to die. I did a video and stuff about it. But I learned my lesson. I respect the weather over here. I respect the forecast. Because a friend of mine, he got the same email from the airline. But his response was, oh, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I'm going to the airport anyway, because he hasn't been in the Philippines long enough. He's coming from America, you know. And I'm saying, see, this is the difference between a new guy and somebody who's been over here before. Even a friend of mine up in Luzon, who I'm doing the meet and greet with, he said, oh, let's wait until, you know, a couple of days to see what's going on, because you know these forecasts over here. And see, you got to put some respect on this weather over here, guys. If not, you're going to pay a price. You know, so I decided, you know, I actually canceled my flight. I'm not going, because we think that, well, just because it may not be the eye of the typhoon, we forget about the flooding. We forget about the heavy rain. We forget about the storm surges and all that will make a trip to Manila just horrible. Okay, Manila's not one of my favorite places to live. I like to go there, but certainly not when it's raining and all of that. The traffic's going to be bad. But I thought I'd come on here and tell you guys, don't take this weather for granted here. It can change on a dime. It's supposed to hit tonight. And see, my flight was early Friday morning, and I did that on purpose because, you know, when you fly into Manila, it's so crowded, it's so busy that a lot of times the plane will, you know, keep circling around until they give you the, you know, they give you authority to land. That's what happened to me when I came back from America here. Hell, the flight from Hong Kong to Manila is nothing. A little bit over an hour, but hell, I promise you, we circled around Manila for 45 minutes. And that's no lie, before we landed. So I said, I'm going to beat that. I'm going to go real early. Well, now it ended up biting me. So what if you're wrong, Cal? Okay, if I'm wrong, then I'm going to miss a great meet and greet. There are going to be other meet and greets. Okay? But if I'm right, I'm going to live to see another day. I'm going to live to see another day. I don't want all that hassle. I've been in these typhoons, man. I've been in this bad weather before. I've been in earthquakes over here. Hell, I've got a volcano. You can see it from my kitchen window. The weather here has my attention. It has my respect, guys. So thank y'all so much for stopping by. We're in this era of shock and awe. If it isn't a 5-alarm fire, we don't even pay any attention. And that's the problem. We went to sleep. We're taking it for granted. Well, when you're over here in the Philippines, you better have your head on a swivel. Okay? I mean, you better know where you're going. You better know what the weather patterns is, where you're going. The only reason why I canceled my flight is because I saw the pattern of the storm. It's going to hit Manila square. Manila's going to be in the eye. You know, I'm like, nah, that's okay. I've learned enough about the weather over here not to even take that chance. So, you know, I apologize. I know a lot of people who were coming because the meet and greet isn't canceled. I'm just not going to be there, you know. But there's going to be other meet and greets. I'm certainly going to live to see another day now because I'm not going to take that chance. I've learned my lesson. It was quiet like this before, and next thing you know, boom. I don't pray, but I just knew my life was over. I'm on the 46th floor. I mean, it's a super typhoon Category 5. Just as bad, the second worst on record, man. The condo shaking back and forth like this. The damn aircon flew out of the wall. Water everywhere. It's got my respect. So if you're in America, if you're in the Philippines, wherever you are, find your heart to help somebody. Now the day goes by that I don't help somebody. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care. Stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. Don't do anything stupid. Pay attention to the weather over here. Pay attention to the weather forecast. Okay, because it can change on you like a dime. I mean, just like that. I've seen it. Millions of people come here every year, so what? And they don't experience anything like a catastrophe. It doesn't mean anything. The Philippines, of all other countries on the planet, you're more likely to experience natural disaster here than anywhere else, guys. Okay, this isn't about dating. This isn't about cost of living, because none of that shit's gonna matter if you're blown to bits.
Boots on the ground, don't do nothing stupid. Give that man his flowers, a tribute through music. If I don't know nothing, I know one thing. When we help others,